Hey yogis, welcome. I am Leah the Nifty Yogi, and today we're going to be doing a neck and shoulder yoga practice. I'm doing it in a kneeling position. You sit or stand however feels comfortable. All we're going to be working on is this top area here. So find your seat or stance. Take your eyes into a closed position. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. And exhale, soften the shoulders down. Do that a few times. Inhale, length through the crown chakra. And exhale, soften a little further. Let the elbows feel really heavy as you do so. Taking your own breath at your own pace. Alrighty. If you want to open your eyes, you can. Otherwise, just listen to my cues carefully. We're going to inhale your right hand out wide and then on top of your head. Lean it slightly over to that left hand side. And then exhale, tilt your ear towards the shoulder. Hold that there. If this is intense enough, just stay where you are. If you want to take a little more intensity into it, bring your left hand out wide and sort of reach towards the ground by your side there. Let's take 3 breaths together. In through the nose, sit up tall. Exhale, noticing the tilt through the side of the neck there. Breathing it away. Any of that tension. Last breath in and out. Inhale, release that hand from the top of the head, bring it to the lap, and inhale your left hand up and on top of the head. Exhale, tilt that ear over towards the shoulder. So your chin is still pointing in front of you. It's not looking up and it's not looking down. Just think ear towards the shoulder, but no shrugging here. Just drop those shoulders down. If you wanted to reach off to the side, now's a good time to do that. Your eyes closed perhaps. Really notice where you feel the tightness, and you can actually bring your free hand, your right hand, and just slide the hand along the muscles, and you'll actually feel where some are risen. So I can see it, I don't know if you can not see it, I can feel it, but if you can see it, you'll notice that the muscle that's sort of starting to protrude, or even a ligament, is the one that's being stretched. If you don't see it or feel it, don't worry. Everyone's different. Take one more breath now. Beautiful. Unwind the arms and the neck. And just roll the neck out. Hands can come to the lap. And I'll get everyone then come to a neutral spine, and we're going to sit on our hips with the legs crossed. You can cross them however you like, really. You can keep kneeling if you want to even. So from here, what we're going to do is a seated cat-cow pose. And I'm actually going to turn to the side so you can see what we're going to do more precisely. So with the hands, interlace the fingers and place the hand at the back of the head. So not on the neck, on the head. We're going to inhale, sit up tall and squeeze your shoulder blades behind you so that we're opening through the chest there. Lean forwards a little bit. So we're getting a bit of a cat-cow motion happening in a second. As we exhale, round the back, tuck the elbows in and just gently pull the head down towards the chin. You don't need a lot of force here to feel it. If it's too intense, even just bring the fingertips behind the head. You don't need to interlace the hands. Inhale to rise up. Open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Exhale, round it back. Inhale to rise. You just keep going with your own rhythm. And exhale to round the back into our seated cat pose. Keep flowing. One more. And we're going to hold that cat pose, which is the rounded back, chin tucked, elbows also curling down. Find some breath here, so make sure you don't hold your breath. You can feel that through the whole back of the neck, even running down my spine. Where do you feel it? All right, inhale, rise back up, open the chest one more time. And exhale, release the hands back to the knees. Beautiful. So, hopefully you're feeling a little bit better already. What we're going to do now is similar to that first exercise, but we're going to tilt our chin down towards that shoulder. So you're trying to look at your armpit, don't take a big breath. And then bring your, hang on. If you look to your right armpit, you can mirror me now, and bring your right hand up to the back of the head there. And you're going to gently pull that head down towards the chest a little bit more. Same deal with your opposite hand, your left hand. Feel free to bring it off to the side if you want to intensify that pose. And some long, meaningful breath. Set the intention of releasing the shoulder tension, especially if you get any headaches through the back of the neck here. These ones are really good to do. One more breath here. Release the hands both back to the knees. Just take a little neck roll, either direction. And neutral spine. Let's go to the other side. So if you look towards your right shoulder and then tuck the chin down. Left shoulder. Sorry, left shoulder. I'm doing the opposite, sorry. And then your left hand, bring it onto the head where it's comfortable really. And that just helps you get a little extra stretch. Only if you want to bring that right hand out to the side. Usually I'm good at my lefts and rights, but not today. Just if it feels any different from the other side. It's a little tighter or looser. It's less intense or more intense. Drop the shoulders down a little further. Take one last breath. Release that pose. Take another neck roll each direction. Beautiful. So it might feel pretty intense after doing those ones straight away, but it will feel better the more you do it. All right, we're gonna lie down, but to get there, just bring your legs out long and straight in front of you. Ideally, if you're on your yoga mat doing this, bring your heels just over the edge of your mat, depending how tall you are. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, we're gonna roll it down. Notice every vertebrae just taking its way down. Control it as much as you can. If you collapse, that's okay. And once we get there, slide the feet towards the hips, bring them nice and close in. And what we're gonna do is just have a little play around with the pelvis. So if you bring your hands to the lower belly, I'm going to lift my elbows just in case you want to have a look at my back and the curve that I'm going, because we're going to keep the hips down for now. What you do is inhale, tilt your pelvis in a forwards motion, but we're flattening the back into the mat. And then we're going to keep the hips down but tilt the pelvis backwards so that we're creating a little gap in between that lower back there. And then tilting it back again and forth. Just trying to free up the lower back here. Beautiful. Rocking it out. Next one, rise all the way up into a hip bridge. Roll, see if you can notice every vertebrae. Hands can go by your sides. tuck those shoulder blades underneath you a little bit more and squeeze through the glutes. So if your belly's really pushing out, then you're not using your core. So draw the ribs and belly in, squeeze through the hips, hamstrings and heels. And notice the work happening through the back body. Beautiful. Lower back down every vertebrae. Take your time to gather. Nice. Now this next one's a little more advanced, so see how you go. I'll show you two variations. This is the trickier one, and then the easier one I'll show you next. So what I'm going to do is bring the knees into the chest. Place your hands by your sides for now. What we're going to do is rock up and try and lift the hips up off of the ground. So the feet are actually kicking over towards your head. Once you rock enough times, you're going to quickly shift your hands behind the back and hold yourself up right there. So the idea is not to come into a shoulder stand, but tuck the knees in towards the nose and straighten the legs over your head. Now you might not be able to touch the ground, perhaps you can, but it's not a matter of ego, it's a matter of what you can do today. Now if this doesn't feel good, I'll show you a different one. If it does, stay here. However, if you can't get up in that plough pose, you're going to sit up nice and tall, cross the legs, hands behind the back of the head, and hold that rounded cat pose again. So what we're doing is getting through the back of the neck here. We're not going to stay long in either of these poses, so you just do what you can do here. The straighter your legs, the more you're actually going to feel it in the hamstrings as well. Remember, we're not aiming for the ceiling, we're aiming for the floor over the head. Okay, if your legs are over your head, bend one leg in, and then slowly as you bring the other leg in, you're going to slide the hands wider and rock out a couple of times. So just rock back and forth so that you're not plonking yourself down on the back. May not be possible, just do your best. Everyone can rock back, hug the knees into the chest. Take a moment there. And we're going to rock forwards and backwards in that little baby rock. So forwards and backwards, keep the chin lifted. This is a great little massage for the entire spine. And then come all the way up to a seated position. Cross the legs. And we're back to where we started. So if you want to do it again, go for it. Otherwise, let's conclude with our little affirmations. Bring your hands to prayer pose and rest the thumbs at the third eye. Take a breath in to lengthen through the spine. Soften the shoulders a little. With my thumbs at my third eye. My thoughts are pure and clear. With my thumbs to my lips. My speech is pure and clear. And with my thumbs to my chest, my heart is pure and clear. Love you to find a little gratitude for this area that we've worked on today. Thank your body for what it does, what it continues to do. And even if we've had any injuries or currently have any, be grateful for what the body does. It actually shows us it needs assistance more than our own. Thank you so much for joining me for this little practice. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you feel wonderful. Namaste.